Hi everyone, good to see you back here again. It's been a long time. We have dropped a video here and I received your messages actually in my email and also my WhatsApp contact. So good to see you back here again. I want to show you something today in this video that will help you to strengthen your analysis. Now I have done so much work in bringing all together the videos you already watched from the beginners to the advanced level, and this is going deep into taking trades and also observing what is happening around your charts. So I want to show you a particular trade one of my students actually shared with me yesterday, but then after I've given him a go ahead, there was something I later discovered and I had to reach out to him. All right, so let's do a top-down analysis here first before we get to the level of taking the trade. So look at what is happening. This is GBPCAD, and I normally start my top-down analysis from the weekly time frame down to the lower time frame. All right, so this is the weekly time frame. For a moment we have been bullish. Price came down to fill up this imbalance, leaving this one because we have a bullish mitigation block resting here. So there was a confluence there that price used to create this surge upward to that direction, so creating a new break of structure and establishing a new dealing range. All right, from this low to this high, we have a dealing range around there. Now the next thing to do is to establish what is happening currently. For the last 3 weeks we've had this massive downward movement. After hitting this rejection area, we have seen price trading downward. Now these are the things you must look out for on the higher time frame, especially the weekly or the monthly. If you're able to do that, you can now drop down to the lower time frames and start looking for how to take a trade. So now going down to the daily time frame, after I have done that on the weekly time frame, I will drop down to the daily time frame to establish what is going to happen. So this is the daily time frame. You can see that after this market structure shift, price used this imbalance, that is a fair value gap and a bearish mitigation block, which is this guy, to drop down. So you can see how precise this knowledge is. So price hit this level and is coming down, creating a new break of structure here, and that is the area we are now focusing on. Price retraced back and it's hitting down to this area. So look at this area now. We have another area that price is looking up to, this fair value gap, right? So price traded into this fair value gap yesterday on the daily time frame, but then the reason why I am still expecting price to continue bearish is because we have a fair value gap resting here that price has not traded into. And then beside that, we also have a sell side liquidity resting inside this guy. So this is like the magnetic field drawing price into it. So we call it the draw on liquidity. So if price is dropping down, where is price going to go to? Into this area. So this area becomes our point of interest, also known as POI, right? So this is one of the things you must establish first. If you know where price is going to, it is easier to ride on price until price reaches that location, right? So that is exactly what I was doing. So yesterday on the 4-hour time frame, I looked at this area and I realized that price has been retracing up all the way into this location, but then there was something also. Please follow me as I do this analysis. I wanted to go bearish, not me actually, but then my student who reached out to me that he wanted to go into this trade. I normally would just have a look at his chart or some of their charts during live sessions and then vet if the trade was going to work. So look at this. Price was around this area when he sent me the message or when he asked me in a live session if this was going to work, and I'll drop down to the 15-minute time frame to see if that trade was going to work. So this was the 15-minute time frame. You can see that there was a fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame that price traded into, I mean a bearish order block rather here, and a very small fair value gap right here. This was the location. All right, this was the exact location where he asked if price was going to work. And the truth is that because of this fair value gap and this bearish order block, I expected price to respond to that area, and that was what we saw on the 15-minute time frame. All right, so the 15-minute time frame has given us that exact location, and we had a sweep of liquidity a shift in market structure on the 15-minute time frame. That is exactly the confirmation I needed to have an entry into the bearish location, and that was why I was giving the go ahead. If price was retracing, I wanted to see price retrace into this fair value gap and this bearish breaker for the sell to happen, and it started selling at that point. But then it was here that price started selling right there. All right, and the stop loss was supposed to be here, and TP is supposed to come all the way down there. So that was the trade initially, but then to my surprise, actually before even going there, after the session, I had to warn him. All right, I had to warn him because I had to go to the 1 hour time frame. It was after that I saw this bearish fair value gap. That's the sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. When I saw this, guys, I had to let him know quickly in the community. I came right here into the community and sent a message. What did I say? Let me see. I actually said something. Okay, I said, GBPCAD, the guy taking this trade, I just checked and I saw a 1 hour fair value gap. If this didn't work, you can wait for the 1 hour fair value gap and take it. That was the warning because he was taking this one initially, and I had to warn him. When I saw that, I knew that something was going to happen. It's possible that price was going to use this area because we have some sort of high confluences here, a bearish mitigation block, and this area was very strong. So that was the reason I had to warn him. But then price did the opposite. Price went up all the way to the 1 hour fair value gap, and that was what I called his attention. So it is very important you pay attention to some of the details when you're taking trade. It's very possible you also, it's an oversight. Sometimes we are humans, we do analysis and get to forget something. So price traded all the way to this area. We have a bearish order block and a fair value gap. So the real entry will have been here, all right? If that was not going to work, will have been here. From 5-minute time frame, you would have gotten an entry, and this is when price is going to actively work. All right, and it's okay like that. Sometimes I do enter trade and I get stopped out, and then price gives another entry and I didn't take it, and that is when price will now work actively. So now that we are done with the 1 hour fair value gap, I now expect to see price go bearish, massively bearish. It's already weekend, but then this is what I expect to now see price. So it is okay to take the trade and even get stopped out and then prepare for another move again. It happens like that severally. That is how trading works. All right, it happens like that because you are a human being trading in a market designed by an algorithm. There are things that you must have to allow it to your trading psychology and other things. So this is the lesson for you. The first thing is to pay attention to all the details as much as possible, but the more you do it, the more better it becomes as you keep analyzing the market and keep looking at what happens in the market. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you find this video helpful, make sure to give it a like. And those of you who want to purchase my ebook, I have an ebook where I've put together a very well detailed lessons for you guys to go through. If you want to check the ebook, it's in the description of this video. You can see this is the ebook. It costs $9.9. Very powerful book. A lot of people have testified about the book. You can see it's called Smart Money Accelerator Guide. It costs $9.9. You can also send me a message on WhatsApp in the description of this video. If you want to talk to me on WhatsApp, you can send me a message there and I will respond to you. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. See you when I make the next video.